we are Both Sides of the Coin. We come on every other Wednesday at 8 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube under Red Vision TV. And we are excited to be here with Nick Ainge and The Audacity.
Yes. So, again, let's jump into this. I know you guys see the topic for tonight. And the cause of this is because I've been seeing a lot of, especially after Valentine's Day, I've been getting a lot of calls, a lot of texts, a lot of people that's been in their feelings about relationships. Mainly, some people didn't get nothing for Valentine's Day. Some people ain't going on no dates, stuff like that. And they like, the audacity of this nigga, like, I be with him every day. You know what I'm saying? I can't even get a call, So they've been asking me, like, is it worth me being in this relationship? So, I mean, I thought it'd be dope to have you guys come on because you host your show, Both Sides of the Coins, where you're looking at it from both a male perspective and a female perspective. And, of course, AD is the coach. I will be, throwing in my own opinions on this topic as well. So I do have a couple of questions, to see where you guys are coming from. So my thing is, the question I have, number one is, what do you think the definition of a healthy relationship is?
Please, by all means, ladies first.
Oh my God. No.
The definition of a healthy relationship. The definition changes per relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, a healthy relationship is one where, in spite of how you feel, arguments, fight, whatever, you can come back, communicate, and clear the air. A healthy relationship does not mean that you're constantly getting gifts, or you're constantly giving gifts, or you're constantly wavering in your feelings. It's respect, it's love, it's sacrifice, it's understanding. And however that looks for however relationship, that's what a healthy relationship is. It looks different for everybody.
I got to be honest with you. I don't think that there's actually a true definition of what healthy is considered when it comes to relationships. Because we are different personalities meeting as one, and we are sitting around and we're trying to learn one another and just be compatible and be comfortable. I don't think that there's no such thing. To consider a relationship healthy would mean perfection almost. I feel like we all gonna have our bad days. We're all gonna be different. We're all gonna be moody. We're gonna go through things. We all have our separate lives, even though we come together at the end of the night. We spend a majority of our time 8 hours a day with people that we don't even care about. If you work a 9 to 5, secular, anything like that, you are really concentrated on coworkers that have nothing to do with your life outside of that. Yeah, I don't feel like there's such thing as a healthy relationship.
Well, I don't feel that a healthy relationship or having that title means that it's perfect, because there is no perfect thing. Healthy just means it's not ridiculous.
It's good, quick.
Because, anything, listen to this, that ain't healthy. But, like what you said, the ins and outs, the back and forth, learning each other, having to learn each other. And again, people change, so compatibility changes. It's work in a good way, because you want to learn your person. People change, so you want to learn your person and learn yourself. And if you learn yourself and you learn your person, you will have a healthy relationship. Healthy does not necessarily mean, like he said, perfect. No, nobody's perfect. You only perfect when you're dead. You can't fuck up when you're dead. So
man, hey, let people tell it you ain't perfect when you're dead either. And
I'm
don't
sweet.
have them whole cover to your funeral saying, "Oh, John."
Hey, what happens when my pulse stops ain't my business, okay?
But just to go ahead and elaborate, or my perspective from a healthy relationship. Oh, I'm sorry, would you guys finish? I didn't want to cut you off or anything like that.
By
Would
all
you
means.
have anything? Okay. So I would have to say that I kind of agree with Mo with this, not a such thing as a perfect relationship, because everybody is different. And like you said, Phoenix, people grow, people change, people want different things, you know. So it's about how far, to me, and again, this is just what I've been through, what I've witnessed other people go through, and, you know, my analysis and research, you know, are you willing to have a person? This could be a friendship, intimate relationship, a relationship with your child, anything. You know, are you willing to put that work in to say, okay, look, I'm dedicated to this relationship? And what do I need to do to make sure that this relationship could withstand all the winds that's going to come? You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to come. There's no perfect thing. You know what I'm saying? We could be best friends today, and then I don't like you tomorrow. But is that going to erase everything that we built up to that point? You know?
I think that
So,
I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. Finish your point real quick.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
What I was about to say was that a lot of people, instead of looking at daily relationships, a relationship is a relationship, whether it be a friendship, a situationship, a sexuationship, anything. If you're just on a shit period, goddamn it, yeah, y'all together in this joint. You dig what I'm saying? And I think that people, for some reason, when it comes to the word commitment, everything changes. Then you have to live up to these standards of a human being's idea on how they were raised, whether it be by Disney, your mom or your grandmother, the princess, the pauper. You know what I'm saying? Like these different degrees of what the ideal relationship is in your head can slowly but surely like fuck everything up once that word commitment is in there.
Man.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you said that because
Man.
that's true. That's true. That's why a lot of people get married and it doesn't work because things can't stay the same when you get married. You're married. But the thing is, like you said, the unfair expectations of your partner that you do not even put on yourself is an issue that comes into the relationship. First of all, it's not fair to put expectations on somebody anyway. You have to come and look at this person as who they are, where they are. I had to learn that because all you do is disappoint yourself if you put expectations on a person that they don't even know you have on them. It's like telling somebody or sitting here thinking, you know how we do. We expect our man to know certain things that we ain't said to him, right? That's an unfair expectation. If you want something from somebody or you need something from somebody, you're supposed to say it. But you also have to understand where they're coming from and what they can offer because they may not have been taught or may not have reached that point where they can give you that. And you're also supposed to come into a relationship with the understanding and the fullness of you. Nobody's full, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you come into a relationship knowing that I have to do this work, he has to do this work, or she has to do this work, somebody has to do this work, you can do it together, but it's still your responsibility to do it for yourself. You can't expect him or her to give you what you need, and he might need the same shit.
Yeah, that's facts. I agree with that, but at the same time, you know, everybody doesn't go into a relationship thinking like that. You know, people just like, oh, dang, I just want to be in a relationship to say, hey, I'm in a relationship. So now it was like, that shit ain't really worth it at that point because what are you striving to do? I feel like, yeah, I agree with what you said, you know, but I don't think that their relationship is going to expand if you're going into it thinking, oh, I'm just here to be here. I'm not going in there to actually do the work that it takes to have a concrete relationship. You get what I'm saying? And I wanted to bring up, oh, go ahead, Mike. You want to say something? I see you.
I wanna let go and I wanna try to reword That how can I put this? I don't want to put work in a relationship. When we are in a relationship, it should be effortless. It should be just something that you just want to do. You know, nobody ever says that they got to put the work into a whole lot of things. We tend to be as human beings, we do things that we love for the most part, right? Now, if we are talking about that word love, that should not require work. It shouldn't feel like work. Even when the person is having a bad day, or this, that, and the other, it is just part of the human element. It is just part of that. So to mention work and relationship, I don't think they coincide. I don't think that those are two words that should be used when it comes to a relationship. I think that for the most part, when it comes to relationships, we expect people to just work too fucking hard when you're not going to live that fucking long. The average age is 65 to maybe 70 max, right? You figure if you get in a relationship at 40, half your life is gone, right? You're middle aged at that point, right? And I'm trying to figure out what drew the person to you. I have this analogy that I always use, and it's no different from going to a zoo, right? You go to a zoo.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the lions, the tigers, the bears, the birds, right? Right? You look at them, right? You look at them in a habitat, right? But if you were to actually travel to the country where these birds were based out of and they were free, is there something about them being free that makes you want to obtain them and control them?
So, okay, so with that being said, are you saying that by using the term have to put in work in a relationship, that's saying that you're trying to control the other person that you're in a relationship with based off of the analogy that you're saying?
Obviously, yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say. I've been observing. I'm divorced. You know what I mean? I got married young. I've been in many relationships, and it tends to be, and I'm guilty as charged as any other human being, that when we see something that's so free spirited that we're attracted to, we don't want anybody else to be attracted to. And so when we say put in work, what do we mean by that? Like, explain your definition of putting work in a relationship, both of you young ladies.
So maybe, and I get what you're saying. So instead of saying work, I'm going to say attention. It takes attention. It takes time. It takes...
Hold on, I'm sorry to cut you off, Annie. Everyone who is here, if you don't mind, please share, so we can get more people in. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead, Fanny.
Yeah, because that does make sense. When you say work, it seems like it's like something that's forced, like you said. Don't nobody want to go to work for real.
Right.
Only reason why you go is because you're getting that money. So I get that. If you say a relationship is work, who wants to be in a relationship if it's work? So yeah, instead of it takes work, no, it takes attention. It takes time. It takes wanting to be there, because like you say, if it's something that you want to do, you're going to do it effortlessly. So I agree with that.
But okay, so with just going back on what you said, Phoenix, so even with that, okay, yes, it's going to take effort, it's going to take attention, stuff like that. You got to water the plant, but when do you be like, okay, is this enough? Am I doing enough to like sustain what I want to be? Because people say, okay, love is not enough. You know what I'm saying? Then they say attention is not enough. Money is not enough. So at what point is enough? I mean, I guess it all depends on the person as well and what their goals are within that relationship. But at what point, do you say, okay, I'm all in? Because love enough?
Why is it that when you finally obtain an object of your affection manifested through flesh and bone, right? You've obtained this human being, right? This spirit, this soul, right? Why is it that after all is said and done, we forget about all the beautiful times and we don't remain the same? Like, what changes in the relationship? What changes?
And see, and that goes back off of kind of what we talked about a little earlier, because people grow, they want different things, at certain times. So the person you might have fell in love with, or originally was like, okay, this is my person, this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with, this is who I'm willing to work with, I love this person, like I do anything for this person. But then as you grow, they might not be growing at the same level. They might not want the same stuff that they wanted. They looking at you in a different way. So now it was like, do I even stay here? Is it, I mean, what am I getting out of this at this point? Because, yeah, I still love them. I still want to be with them. But now it's like, they here and I'm right here. Or I'm here and they there.
So basically what you're saying is that you didn't get to know this person, and now that you started to live amongst each other in a habitat, okay, that all of a sudden they're not who you expected them to be.
But see, that goes back, yes, that is what I'm saying. Okay. But it goes back to how we jump started this question though, because people are just jumping into relationships. Like Phoenix said, they're not taking the time out to actually examine or know, what this person likes, or building an actual friendship with the individual first. So that was just like, oh, I'm in a relationship because I want to be in a relationship. And then y'all spend time together. Like the more time you spend with somebody, the more attracted you might be to them, the more closer you want to be. But at the same time, you don't know this person. You don't really know all of their dreams. You don't know what they want. So now it was like, you're at this point. Do I say?
I've never heard of anybody looking at a diamond ring forever and say it gets better with time. Things get tarnished. Things, the glow, the sparkle wears off. Go ahead, Phoenix, please.
Let me. A diamond,
but they do say,
hold on, but a diamond, whether it tarnishes, you can always clean it. See, this is the thing. Let's go back. Love, and people say love is not enough, but they always talking about money and bills and this and that. Love is enough. First of all, we all love, and the problem is we don't walk in and we don't act like we are. That's the problem. When people say love is not enough, they're not basing it off the part of them that needs to be taken care of and needs to be taken care of the other person. Bills got to get paid. Okay, you pay your damn bills. All the stuff that you need materialistic that's going to eventually go, you can't take with you. This is what people focus on. That's the problem. You can't focus on materialistic things or material things and expect to have a good relationship with another person. That's not what makes the other person tick. It doesn't even make you tick. You're trying to follow what societal norms are. You got to have a house. You got to have a car. You got to have all this and this and that. That's not a relationship. That's not a connection. And a lot of times people get disconnected and grow differently because people are different. One. Two, because it depends on how you came in. You can trauma bond. You can come in bonding over something that may have happened between the both of you. And as the person heals, the other person may not heal. Or maybe you both heal together and great. But things change. And then I'm not saying because the other person hasn't changed that you shouldn't be with them, because everybody moves at their own pace. But if both parties are working toward getting better, then that's healthy. If both parties are working toward getting themselves together and getting us together or the unit together, that's fine. Because love and respect go hand in hand. You have to have it in order to have a good relationship. Hey, Rob. On top of the fact that, again, back to the ring. Let's go off the ring. If you have plants and your plant is turning brown, or you notice things on your plant, do you punish the plant or do you change its environment? Do you correct it? You correct the environment.
No. Let's not say. I mean,
so,
you can.
Well, I mean, not correct it, but you figure out what's going on. You test the water. You change the food. You might repot it because the roots might have grown down to the bottom and they need more space. It's things that you take the time to figure out what's wrong with the plant. This is what you have to do with each other. Figure out what's wrong with you first, because you might be the problem. Figure out what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Bring these concerns to your partner. Tell your partner your concerns for them and listen to their concerns for you, because I guarantee they got some. And then you figure out what's going on with the soil so that you can get the plant back green. But we don't take that time. And I'm not going to say we, a good amount of us don't, but there are people that will take the time to figure out what's going on and take the time what's going on with them and what's going on with the other person. But not everybody is willing to take that time and to work that soil. And then that's where there's the problem. And that's where I'm gone comes from. It's just, that's how it happens. But you have to at least try.
Right. So, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Mo. You wanted to go off of what she said? Okay. Okay, so with that, you know, it's like at that point, what do people expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, do they want more of the love factor, or do they want more of the loyalty factor? Like, okay, and what I mean by that is, all right, based off of what you said, Mo. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I shouldn't have to work for this relationship. Like, if I'm in a relationship, shit should be popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to be trying to fix or do this, blah, blah, blah. If I'm not wrong, that's what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, with that, is it more like, okay, if something go down, I expect you to love me no matter what, stick with me no matter what for the name of love? Or am I sticking with you because I'm loyal to the fact that we made a commitment to be together? So now I'm going to deal with whatever bullshit that comes to the table because I love you and I'm loyal to you and I requested to do whatever the hell you want me to do. Like, how do y'all feel about that?
Expectation and commitment are two very powerful words.
Mm-hmm.
And if we know anything about the word spell, you add an ing and you're casting those spells, right? So every time you mention these things and you say these things out in the open, you're manifesting control. Commitment is a control factor. Expectation is a control thing. There's nothing about an expectation that dictates the freedom of a being, period. A dog, a cat, a lion, no nothing. Like, we get into these relationships, and we don't actually let the person breathe. We become suffocating at certain points.
Right.
Because of the idea that this is what we want. This is called selfishness. Now, it's not selflessness, it's selfishness. So we are looking into this person and telling them what we want instead of, how did I get here? How did this person attract me in the beginning? How did this person make me feel the way that I felt in the beginning? Is it me? Did I overwhelm them? Did I smother that beautiful flame? Did I allow it to grow and flourish and just become more magnificent? You know, I digress.
So, I'm sorry, Phoenix. Before you reply, I'm sorry, I can't really smile.
Hold on,
Okay,
let me see if I
Who
can
you
make that.
reading,
I believe
Lala
Lala?
said
Lala.
that
Okay.
sometimes people struggle with understanding their own issues and needs and then develop these unrealistic expectations based on fantasy, which is big facts.
And that's that. I think that actually plays a big part in it too. Like, people don't look at stuff realistically. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, I want this, and that. Or I'm saying stuff on reality shows. Or I'm reading these articles and everybody say Rihanna and ASAP Rocky relationship goes or whoever relationship goes. But what is it that you want? You know what I'm saying? Because now you're going off a fantasy or somebody else's fantasy. And now it's like you jumping into these relationships thinking that your shit gonna be roses, you know what I'm saying? Or how you saying it or how you perceiving it, and it ain't going down like that. And both of y'all ain't on the same page. But go ahead, Fannis. Go. You can reply
I
back
think I
to what
might have
I'm saying.
forgot what I was going to say, but let me comment on what you said. Women tend to operate in the fantasy world. Why? Because that's how we were raised. We were taught that you meet a prince, he takes care of you, he does X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. We were taught that especially if you have your father in your life, and it depends on how we've had this conversation on both sides of the coin before about fathers and how that translates into daughters, and also how that translates into sons. But it depends on what your relationship with your father and with your mother, what examples you have. As a young lady in the movies, the woman always, not necessarily gets her way, but it's always the relationships are about pleasing her. Was the saying, happy wife, happy life, happy life. And the thing is, we forget about the male counterpart, or we forget about the other person. It's not supposed to be happy wife, happy life. How can one person in a relationship be happy and the other person not? It's supposed to be happy spouse, happy house. It's supposed to be happy people make happy relationships. It's not just about us. And we as women tend to forget that, and we can be very selfish. And in doing that, in being that way, it does cause a divide. It causes a huge divide. And that's one of our biggest problems. Gosh, I'm so mad I forgot what I was going to say when Mo. Oh, commitment. Commitment and expectation. As far as spelling, he is absolutely right. We need to think about what these words mean. And like you said, it is a sense of control. You want to control other people or make people the way you want them to be. You want to make people the way you wish them to be. You kind of, I want my relationship like this. I want mine. It's not your relationship, it's y'all's relationship. That's a problem. We have to go in and look at it. This is us. What can we do to make our relationship the way that works for us? It's no longer just you. And if you come out of that selfish mindset, you'll have what you need. On top of the fact that, oh God damn it, this is what happens when you get older.
Stop
I'll
it.
come back. It'll
You are
come back. It'll come back. Oh, God.
definitely a seasoned chicken.
Hey, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm going into the
Hold on.
summer, baby.
No, the
Hey, I'm
audacity of
going to
your
the
ass
summer of
to
my
say
life.
that. The audacity of you to say that.
Look,
The audacity.
we not
I
spring chickens
know
no more,
you
girl.
ain't say that.
We
I
going into
know you
the
ain't
summer
say that.
season, damn it, of our lives, and
Let's
I
see.
love it.
Okay,
That's my
hold on.
favorite time of the
Definitely
year.
did.
Hold on.
Rock
Rock
posted. He
said,
said
go
that
ahead.
marriage turns into a dictatorship. There's a standard for men. If we don't meet that standard, then we ain't shit. Women, uh, uh, a woman got it, or she has it, a little easier because men don't require as much, which is a big
That's true.
concrete fact
That's true.
that we
Unless
let
the
no.
mother. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
let's talk about that because it's
Then we
not really a
definitely
such thing
gonna
as an
talk about
unless, because there are some guys out here that are very shallow in the beginning, right? But you figure like the average beauty standard and things like that, gaining weight, getting pregnant, not keeping yourself up, this, that, and the other. Only shallow men really give a damn about that. Most men don't care. We are still attracted to the person that you become, you know, physically, mentally, and emotionally. For women, it tends to be a little little bit more because y'all get full court pressure the minute you walk outside the threshold. There's work husbands, there's this, there's that. You know, guys tell you to smile every day. Men don't get that every day. So it's just a difference in how we view things and how reality is for us in comparison to women. So while you're sitting here and you're in this relationship with this guy, your significant other, he's going out into the world where there's pressures in a different, way more negative way. For women, it's always a boost. It's always something that y'all can do different. You can enhance your faces. You can put on a certain bustier that makes your body look different. Men really don't have that. We're very plain when it comes to life. So we don't always get talked to like that. And we don't always, we just don't have that. So I think that, yeah, that standard and that pressure that's applied to men is way more crucial than it is to women.
And
sorry.
Again, that has a lot to do with the fact that we aren't held accountable for a lot of things. We're given passes a lot, and that that trickles down on y'all. And especially if the woman wasn't taught right, wasn't taught how to respect men, or taught how to work hand in hand with the man, was taught how to live amongst the man, you know, that causes a lot of issues. So I agree with Rob. As far as the dictatorship, it's like, do what I say, do what I say, do what I say. If you don't, I'm gonna have a tantrum. If you don't do this, you don't do that. If you ain't this, you ain't shit. And that's true. But it's also pushed that way by society and the women in our lives. If we haven't had an example from women showing you how to treat your man, showing you how to talk to your man, showing you how to work with your man, showing you how to raise your children, showing you how to keep house, showing you how to, and people hate this, submit. People hate that word, but submission is not allowing a person to walk all over you, treat you like shit. Submission is giving up yourself to this person and trusting that they will lead you in the right way. And not saying that he won't make mistakes or you won't make mistakes, but if you trust the person enough with you, then you can submit and follow. A lot of women aren't taught that. I have women in my family that have been married. My aunt lost her husband about 3-4 years ago, but they were married 34 years. That was her only, well, she had boyfriends before that, but that was her husband. And I watched how they were together, and I watched how she talked to him, and I watched how he talked to her. And they had arguments, of course, but they worked together. They dealt with that. And this is an example. I have other aunts and uncles that have been married 30, 40 years. I've seen that example. A lot of people have not, male and female, seen those examples, and we don't know how to work together. We also don't know as women to be accountable for the shit that we do and don't do.
And see, I mean, and that's another thing, just going back on what you said, is examples. Because what examples are you actually, well, I'm not going to say you personally, I'm talking to everyone in general. Because it's like, rock, when they go in these relationships, it's standard. Like, men, you ain't shit if you don't do this. The women feel like they're more superior in some relationships than the man. You know what I'm saying? Like
don't
you
let
said,
them
women,
make more money.
They can get away. Exactly. I've seen the shit. They be like, oh, you out of here. You make one more. Oh, don't let it be the house in their name, apartment in their name. Oh, pack your head out. That be the famous one. They ain't willing to work it out. You got to go. But I'm saying, with that being said, what examples are you actually leading by or being shown before you get into these relationships? Because I feel like a lot of people don't have examples. They just go on there blind, and then you getting examples by what you see from society or what society say is the right way. Oh, you supposed to dog your man out. You supposed to be this. You supposed to do that. You a child. Oh, he supposed to listen to what you say. And it can go the other way around. Oh, she need to be cooking. She need to do this. She need to have the house. She don't need to be working. Like, it's different stuff on both sides. But it's like, you know, when are you going to come to that middle ground and be like, okay, look, let's water these plants. Let's work together. Let's make sure that our plans come together. Because I feel like, okay, people have their individual goals and plans of what they want, and then you got a marriage plan or a relationship plan or relationship goals that you feel like, oh, I want to see this happen, or I want to see this flourish. And then when it don't happen, it can be because y'all have not come together to be like, okay, look, hey, I see this coming down a little bit. Maybe we need to work on this a little bit more. Communication. You know, you're not communicating that, okay, look, we decided that this is what we're going to do, and that shit ain't working out. We need a plan B, or what else can we do to make sure that we meet these expectations?
I want to touch on something. I got to touch on something because Quick said that his parents was married for 67 years.
Yeah, grandparents.
I remember my parents getting to a point where they couldn't sleep in the same damn room. They needed their space. I think that that's a major issue amongst people that are in relationships, is that we don't allow each other the time to be themselves and come and miss you. I think that that is the major issue amongst relationships. The overwhelming smothering that happens, and always constantly wanting to see each other, and always constantly wanting to, you know, you talk about the same shit every day over time. Like, you got to have a point where you don't know each other, and you this is my friend. I want to know what my friend is up to, you know? I think that those formulas, because see, back in those days, Quick, and you know, like my parents were married for 30-something years, that there was so much going on. They worked so much, you know, and they had time to miss each other. That I think that that's really one of the more special moments in life, is that you come together at the end of like a week or whatever. You know, you're busy. It's weird. It's weird. It's like people don't have enough free time, but they have free time. It's weird. They have enough free time to be influenced and to take on these bad ideas and then take them out on their relationship with TV, the boob tube, all that stuff. But they don't have enough time to recognize the beauty in their relationship. If I could put it that way. I don't know if I'm double talking or whatever.
Well, no, because what you're basically saying is, like Rock said, people are easily influenced. You have to have your own life. This is a main thing. You have to have your own life, but you have one together too. Like what you were saying, you can live together and not be on top of each other all the time. I mean, unless you know, but you have. You know, you getting it in, of course. You know what I'm saying? But you have to give each other space. You have to give each other space. That's important. I don't care if you don't live together or if you do live together. People need space sometimes. Sometimes we deal with things that has nothing to do with the other person, and it may feel like it has something to do with you because you guys, you know, sometimes we take our issues out on each other. But we have to respect each other enough and understand that he or she needs that room. If he wants to go out, let him go out. If she wants to go out, let her go out. But you ain't got to be going out doing all that extra shit. Come on, you in a relationship, respect the relationship. But there's nothing wrong with going out and having time to yourself or hanging with your friends. And then, like you said, coming back, hey, let me tell you what I did. And you know, it's nothing wrong with it. That's important. Yes, you guys are friends, and you should be the best friends. You should be best friends. But even your best friends need time and space. You know, and so people and you know, people get separate rooms. My aunt and uncle, they stayed, they were still getting it on, come to find out. But you know, just the thought of it. But hey, I want to be up there doing it too. So if you need your own room, you need your own. Like my children's, their great aunt and their great uncle, they split their rooms. You know, and they begin to get along better because they couldn't stand each other at first, but now they're okay. But it just depends on the relationship. But again, it is important to give each other space because you are an individual. And you have to drop that expectation of that you got to be with each other 24/7 or be up under each other 365 days a year, or your relationship's not right. You know, it's just a misconception.
So I'm saying, let me explain. So, okay. So with all of that being said, how do y'all feel about boundaries being set. You know what I'm saying? Because now I feel like, well, not now, I've always felt like that, but as far as boundaries, it should be boundaries in relationships when it comes to space, when it comes to goals, when it comes to what you are going to allow and what you're not going to allow. You know what I'm saying? Because again, no relationship is 100% perfect. You know what I'm saying? So, how do you feel about approaches when it comes to setting certain boundaries within that relationship so that you can grow or you can be closer?
I don't
Like
really
what
feel
I'm
like there should
supposed
be
to do.
borders. I don't really feel like there should be borders or boundaries. I think that the the actual exploration of the love of your life or the lover that you're living with should be just that. It should be a little bit more freedom. I think that you know, when you get into these relationships, that it should be a release. It should be like, okay, breath of fresh air. Okay, let's trust. Let's trust. If it's meant to be, whatever comes out is gonna come out. You know, it's gonna be exposed. You know, I find that once you get into a relationship, you start looking more. You start digging. You start worrying more. You know, instead of letting it just be, letting them live. It is what it is. It's gonna happen with or without your permission. You can't stop any force from doing what the fuck they want to do. You know.
Yeah, that's facts. But I'm saying when I say boundaries, I'm not necessarily talking about what you how far you're willing to go, or what you're saying. I'm talking about as far as, okay, I need my space. Can we come back to that? Like, what's a healthy way that you can say that? Do y'all think
Okay,
it's a healthy way to
so
say that without hurting the other person?
what?
Or
Let's define boundaries. What is a boundary? A boundary is a wall, an invisible space where this person is not allowed to cross, or whomever. It is a way to protect yourself from getting hurt or from allowing another person to cross that, as Lonnie do it, allow that person to cross your protective wall. Again, you should need a boundary in a relationship. Now I totally agree with that. Because if I set a boundary, it's because I'm trying to protect myself from this particular act. Or you set boundaries with your children because you're trying to teach them privacy and respect and all these different things. You're trying to teach your children that they should have boundaries. But with your partner, you shouldn't need a boundary from them because you're going to you should have respect enough for that person to know what they need, and it should be vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You should need a wall from your person. You shouldn't need
and I think
to be
that goes
protected
over
from your
what you
person.
said earlier, as far as getting to know who you with. Because if you don't know
It
who you with, you ain't
also
gonna
is getting
know
to know
when
who
they
you
need
are.
respect.
Because a lot of reasons why we need to be protected and have that wall, because we ain't right within ourselves. We still have scars and we still have issues we haven't dealt with that we got to protect. We feel like we need to be protected from them. And anything that this person says causes us to go into defense mode and we don't want to be bothered. But it is a lot to do with you. Everything starts with you. Everything starts with you. And if you clear or deal with your shit, you won't need a boundary from your person unless they're not dealing with theirs.
Okay. You can go with.
I got you, Nick. We had Skin Deep Beauty 84. You can't set boundaries on anyone but you. Can speak on what you feel, and that's big facts. Lala, she said that she was saying that this should be a conversation prior to making a commitment. We should be able to freely say I need space without worrying about misinterpretation, which is key to it.
Definitely.
Key to it. There, you know, the new age marriages and stuff that are coming along, and I've been approached by it from an ex of mine. Hey, let's get married, and you live way the hell up here, and I live way the fuck down here. Like, you know, she still wants to to have her freedom and be the free spirit that she is and get the great glimpses. Are we literally as human beings trying to see the bad in each other? Is that what we're searching for?
Yeah.
Or are we trying to just see all the good, just the glimpses?
We always look for the bad in things. We
think,
never automatically look for the good.
I think that's a trauma response to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's some people that don't even think enough of bad. You know what I'm saying? They just be like, man, hey, it's popping, everything good. And then you got people that question every single thing that goes on in that relationship. And I feel like that could be a trauma response. That is a trauma response.
It is.
Okay.
But why is it we don't allow people a clean slate? A clean slate.
I feel like people, the way that society has developed, it's getting a little better now, but they didn't create a space for people to feel safe to actually be like, okay, I could release this trauma, or I could talk about some shit that happened to me in the past. Not everybody, but a lot of people, and they hold on to stuff that they've been holding on for years and years and years and years, and now that bag is just still deep down inside of them, and they may not have let their partner know, and one day they gonna snap or whatever, you know, and the way they approach certain situations, the way they approach their relationship, the way they approach their life is based off of something that they've already experienced. They might not even remember, you know, but it's embedded within their DNA because this is something that I done already been through. And your mind is very powerful. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is very powerful. So it automatically triggers it. Like, okay, bet you see something, you like, dang. Your mind just automatically like, okay, this is how I got to respond to that. And that could be damaging to your relationships, you know? And it's like, you have to dig deep down inside and do your own soul searching because it's not your partner's responsibility to heal you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They could be supportive, but it's not their responsibility to heal you. And it's also not fair for you to attack your partner or your friend or your child or whoever because of shit that you've been through.
Now, y'all ladies have been spitting on this joint. Lala said that's why foundation of friendship is key. And she also stated that we are broken and don't want to admit it. Too busy pretending.
Well, I'm telling you, a lot of stuff she's saying I was going to say. I really appreciate you, Lala. Thank you. Because both of those are perfect points. Like, that is serious. We wear a mask. And the thing is, we really need to stop looking at society to tell us how to live and what to do. That's our problem. That is absolutely our problem. This is why all these girls out here running to do stuff that they shouldn't be. All these, I call them girls because ain't no grown woman gonna go ahead and try to get a bigger ass and bigger titties just to impress other women. Because first and foremost, we ain't getting them jumps for the men. Some women are, you know, some women think that if they do it, then they'll get more attention. But come on now, I'm not about to go spend. Let me tell you something. I budget and I'm frugal. And if I have $10,000, this sure ain't going on a new ass. Okay.
Phoenix is people that do.
I know that, but that's because they're insecure and have problems within themselves. And like she said, wear that mask.
$10,000, I'm getting a whole new
dick. It's gonna fall off.
Big dumb ass.
Don't go
fall down to my kneecap dick.
You ain't gonna feel nothing.
Oh my God.
It's gonna fall off in the toilet, damn it. But it's gonna swing it. Boop, gonna be in the wall. Anyway, but again with the foundation.
I'm swimming with that motherfucker.
You are from North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a dick so big I attract whales. I'm trying to be bait. I'm trying to attract whales to come bite that motherfucker. Yeah.
We not swimming together. I'm not going to the beach with you. Nope. Ain't no Jonah over here. But Lala, foundation of friendship are so important because your relationship with your friends are so strong. You can have relationships and not talk for 10 years and come back and pick up. This is the type of foundation, the type of strength that you need in your intimate relationships. You might not like your partner, but that friendship y'all have is going to bring y'all back. Right. You might want to smack the shit. He might want to smack the shit out you. But the fact that y'all are friends are going to come back and you're going to forgive. You need that friendship. You need that friendship because as a friend, you know each other. As a friend, you can see past what was just said. As a friend, you might be able to laugh in the midst of an argument because that's your friend. You need that friendship. This is the friend that you fuck, basically. This is the best friend that you fuck. This is how the relationship should be. Married or not, that's how it should be. But we never had, I'm not going to say never, but a lot of us don't put it that way. We separate our relationship and our friendship. We have our friends with our girls. They have their friends with their boys. And then y'all coming in and y'all just roommates that fuck. And that's not how it should be.
I mean, I think that you should definitely have, your female friends. I mean, or your other friends.
Yeah, you should.
And your friendship with your partner. Those are two different.
That should be the strongest friendship, though. That should be the strongest one. That should be your closest friendship. So you lay next to this person every night. That should be your best friend.
So if we talking every night, then yes. Now, if this is just,
What is the concern? Because I hear it coming.
I mean, my thing is this. I kind of got to disagree with you right there, things, because
if you don't trust him, it's not going to work.
So
if you don't trust him,
that's some controller type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some controller type stuff.
No. Go ahead.
This is my opinion. But again, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Let it go. Talk about it.
I feel like you should have. I'm trying to think of how to word this so that everybody can understand or get an idea of where I'm coming from with this. Because I'm not trying to take away from the dynamic of your friendship with your partner. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit gotta definitely be on point. But at the same time, it's some shit that your friendship with your friends that you can't necessarily tell your partner or connect with your partner on that about. Not that you don't fuck with your partner,
but
because because it's a different type of dynamic.
Give me a scenario.
For example, you may be going through some stuff with your partner. Maybe you look to vent to your friends. You might be asking them but I don't know. That might not be a good example.
Okay, but hold on, because that's a real life situation, though. That happens a lot.
It's a real life situation.
But the thing is, think about it like this. If you have an issue with your partner, of course you're going to vent to your friends. But why not vent to your partner? That's who you got the issue with. That's one of our problems. That's one of our problems as women. We go to our friends instead of going to the person we got a problem with, and then now they don't like him, and they only don't like him because of the shit that you done told them, but you ain't told them the shit that you said or you did to him. We go one-sided. And the problem is, if we have a problem with him or her or whomever you deal with, go to that person.
Right. I mean, which is why I said that wasn't a good example.
But it is a good example because that happens a lot.
It's real life situations that has happened to me as well. But I wasn't necessarily. That's not the example I wanted to fucking use. But you did.
It is a good one. But no, I'm not busting your ass. I'm just telling you because we tend to do that. We do that, and there's nothing wrong with talking to your girlfriends. If you know that this girlfriend is only truly there for you and him, If you know that this girlfriend is not there to break y'all up, if she don't have a good relationship or she always talking down about men,
Oh,
you can't go to her for that shit. She trying to get you out of the relationship. She might want your man too.
That's why I don't be going people for relationship advice.
I mean, you have to know who the person is. You have to know who you're talking to and their motive. Because if every time you come to him, we just have girl, fuck that mother, fuck this, fuck that. I don't even. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that motive definitely. Yeah, you right.
You gotta
But
who you talking
at the
to.
same time, some stuff that you talk to your partner about, you will never talk to your friends about, because that's an intimate. It's an intimate dynamic. Like, you're sleeping with this person, you're sharing, you're giving yourself to this person. Like, you're like, okay, we stuck for life. You know what I'm saying? Your friends, yeah, y'all might be friends for life, but it's still some shit that you gonna tell your partner that you ain't gonna tell your friend. And that's what I was trying. That's the original point that I was trying to make, but I kind of had it kind of.
I think you should have so much so of a friendship with your partner that when you talk to him, you actually feel like, girl, let me tell. That's how close y'all friendship should be. That's how I feel. You should be able to know, but I think that's how it should be. You should have that much of a friendship with him or her, or whoever you deal with, that you come and talk to them like you would your girlfriend. Something happened. Oh, let me call babe because you know he gonna want to know. That's how it should be. Oh, let me call my girl because I got to tell her about that. That's how your friendship should be. That's how it should be with your partner. So much so, not saying you don't need that girlfriend relationship or that bro man, bro relationship. You do, but your friendship and your relationship should be stronger than that.
Big ass facts. I think that's where the relationship thing, the term, gets lost in translation. Is that we lose that edge. A lot of people get a relationship starting off as close friends, and the fact that they can open up to that person and know their deepest, darkest secrets is what drew you to them. Then once you consummate or you have sex or you're fucking, right? This is when things change. Whichever one. As soon as you enter into that person's vessel or their temple, everything changes for both sides. I mean, that's just facts. That's just facts. And we go back to that point where we just want to cut everybody off from the world. It's just it's a natural. It's just something that we do. It's not a bad thing. You really want to protect a jewel. Like, you really want to put them somewhere in a safety box and only release them when you can keep an eye on them to make sure that they are well protected and well taken care of. Because the world will tarnish them. The society will ruin them. Society will change their mind. If it's not a reality TV show, it's the music. If it ain't the music, it's the clothes. If it ain't the clothes, it's the girlfriends. If it ain't the girlfriends, it's the homeboys. Like, it's always a constant dodging of a bullet, as I like to say. You know what I mean? For a person to be tarnished and be ruined and their minds change on you, you're just like, where the fuck did you get this from? But that's the reason why how close you are is going to be the major factor. It's going to have to come from, tell me anything. I'm going to have to cry this out. I'm going to have to fuss this out. But we need to talk. I digress.
You have to have a space of pure honesty, and you have to be ready to hear what this person has to say, because like you might not like it, and it might not be them stepping out the relationship. It could just be something they're feeling. You just have to be open and honest. You have to have that open and honest relationship. Shit hurts sometimes. Honesty hurts sometimes. But if you can't be honest with your partner, why are you there? If you can't trust your partner, why are you there? Because without trust, you have nothing.
You wasting time. And like Mo said earlier, ain't nobody got no damn time to be wasted. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the life expectancy here on this earth. Like, who really got time to be wasted? As I know damn well, I ain't got no time. You know what I'm saying, to be wasted. But again, it's like,
I got to cut you off on that one, because what would be considered a waste of your time if you have the time to be so concerned about bullshit or to start an argument? You have so much time on your hands that you want to argue, be
Why you had the word
insecure.
like that?
No, literally. You want to argue,
This
be
is over there
insecure.
talking. I'm trying to listen to the question. Go ahead.
People have so much time on their hands that they want to argue, be insecure, start fights, damn near kill each other. But you don't have the
Man.
time to take
Hey,
to just be cool. Like, what the fuck?
let me tell you something. Let's rewind. Let's rewind. Now, you just said less than 10 minutes ago that when they get to this point in the relationship where they used to be friends, but now they having sex, it changed the dynamic of shit. You know what I'm saying? So now you're not looking at them as just your friend. You know what I'm saying? Now you're looking at them as, man, this my daggone possession. I don't want you outside. Blah. Things in your head start going crazy. Even though you might not show it, on the inside, you like, man, why this man looking at my girl like that? Why she looking at him like that? When it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But again, that creates a response in your head that can kind of be toxic at times. Because now you like, shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't come home. She ain't come home. They ain't answer phone. Not all the time, but I'm just using this as an example. Now it's like, oh, I'm going to start an argument because now I don't know if you care. You know what I'm saying? Because now we ain't spending as much time together. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. I feel like you holding stuff from me. Like the dynamic has changed because we not just friends now. Now you have entered into my body. You know what I'm saying? So now I got your DNA inside of me. So now I'm like, hey, shit gonna get a little wild. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call, be like, hey, not me personally, but I'm saying this as an example. So now it was like, what you doing? Oh, we gonna argue. We gonna do this. But this creates the toxic shit.
Well, guess what? That's not your partner problem. That's your problem.
That's not. We
No,
said
it is your
earlier,
problem
it's
because
not
you're the
your
one
problem.
having the you're the one with the problem. This is an insecurity within you. Why? Because you ain't, I mean, you should call your partner. You should text your partner. Y'all should have some form of communication. But why is it when you ain't heard from them in a couple of hours, you need to call them, kirk off? That's an insecurity within yourself. You take your ass outside and go get some fucking sunlight. Like, what is the problem? That had something to do with you. And I know because I wasn't that crazy. But, and the thing is, I was married, okay? I was married. So you don't call home at night. That's a problem. You ain't at work. You know, that's different. But it wasn't no, if I'm going somewhere or he's going somewhere or whomever's going somewhere, let him go. What is the issue? Because there's a problem within yourself. Again, your partner can't control how you feel about things. They can't control about how what they say affects you. This is what affects you. You have to take the time and look at why that bothers you like that. This is a personal issue within yourself that you have to deal with. They're not purposefully triggering you, but that's a trigger within you. Now, if they out here doing ridiculous stuff, then I understand. But if you like most say, you just want to keep it to yourself. Okay, I get that. You love this person so much you don't want to share, but you also have to understand that again, this person has a life, you have a life, and y'all don't have to be up under each other 24/7. So why is it a problem for you?
So do you feel like because of that, I mean, okay, I ain't gonna say, do you think that toxicity will trigger that other partner to walk away? Like, you know, but you doing too much. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Or is it
why
like
wouldn't it though?
You in too deep right now? Like, what's the deal breakers? Like, what are some deal breakers?
In too deep does not mean that you can't get out the water, because you get sick of people accusing you of stuff. You get sick of people arguing with you over nonsense. You get sick of trying to prove yourself to this person that you ain't doing this, or I'm just trying to do that. Why wouldn't they leave? That's you pushing them away. And a lot of it has to do, again, with it's kind of self-sabotage. You don't realize it because some people don't know how to trust. Some people don't, and it's something within you that you got to deal with. And you start pushing people away because you're not comfortable with, one, receiving love, two, somebody actually doing what they say they're doing, three, just having an actual person who gives a shit about you and are showing you. You push people away when you don't deal with your shit. It's sabotage. I can see if a person is giving you a reason to feel that way. But if they're giving you absolutely no reason to feel that way, and you just have a problem because they've been gone for 6 hours and ain't called, that's something you got to deal with.
Crazy. I think that's crazy. You know, like, again, that goes with the whole allowing people space and, you know, to be free. You know, if you holding on to somebody, you can't hold on to nobody. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much
you put somebody in a cage, eventually they're going to run.
One fact in life, you definitely can't hold on to somebody when they gone. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't hold on to somebody when they gone, you definitely can't hold on to them while they still on the earth. You know? So it's like
it sounds like this is going to have a part 2.
it's
I know
definitely
IG is kind of finicky about how long they allow you to spend on live. I want to make sure they don't cut us off.
Yeah, I haven't seen nothing, no warnings or nothing. I don't even know. This is my first time doing my show on live. So on IG live. So I don't know their time limits here. Okay, for the people in the audience, is there anything that you know want to add or want to elaborate on or put your 2 cents in? I'm open. We open. Me and the panel, we here.
Well, why are we waiting for them to give questions and comments? You never answered my question. Why is it that we don't give people blank slates? Why don't we allow them?
You ask that question.
Oh, I asked it and you went somewhere else. Well, I came back because I want to know the answer. Why is it we don't give people a clean slate? Why is it that you come from out of one relationship and then if you go into another, why do we look for what we had in that relationship in this person instead of allowing them to come in on a clean plate, and instead of allowing them to come in and just be who they are and let them show you who they are? Why is it that we do that?
I think that, again, that's a response to something else that, you know what I'm saying, you've been through. It's like you didn't fully heal or fully let go of the bullshit or understand that everybody is different.
Oh,
like nobody is the same.
Hold on, because we expect them to give us a clean slate, so I don't want to hear that excuse.
Exactly. No, I'm not saying that's an excuse at all. But it's definitely a double standard because you expect me to give you a clean slate, but then when I come through, it ain't no clean slate.
Let's cut the bullshit. Let's cut the bullshit. Let's cut all of the bullshit.
Hold on.
Let's cut the bullshit.
Cut it.
Women expect, men obtain. We want what we want. We are about the hunt. We are about everything. Women get into these relationships, and then y'all expect more than men do. We are not allowed.
I get what you're saying, but that don't. I definitely agree with your point. I want to hear more about it. But Phoenix specifically wanted to know why we don't give nobody a clean slate.
And what I say, because we expect them to give us one, why is it we can't afford them the same grace?
Let's cut it all. Let's cut this short. We don't even have to go into detail on this one. It's all about insecurity. I'm guilty. You're guilty. Phoenix is guilty. Everybody's fucking guilty. It's all about what our insecurities are at that moment. Let's stop bullshit.
I think that everybody holds on to some type of shit from a past relationship. Yeah. And whoever say they don't is a liar. I don't care how savage you
can. But let me tell you why I asked that question.
I think that people still
it's stuff still there until you deal with it.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you was in a sexual relationship.
That's another. Anyway, let hold on. Put a pin in that. But I asked that question because it is possible to give a person a clean slate. You have to be intentional about that. That's why I said ain't no
Mm-hmm.
excuse. You have to be intentional on
Mm-hmm.
allowing your person a clean slate, especially if you want one. I made my business not to bring anything that happened in my past relationship into a new one because that's
Mm-hmm.
not fair to that person. And even if something comes up
Responsibility.
that might trigger something
Mm-hmm.
from that past relationship, that might not even be what it is. But that's how it came off on me. That's something I got to deal with. I would never take that and put it over here because now I'm bringing that over here and that's not what it is. That's why I said it's a choice.
But
You
it's
have to be
called
intentional.
responsibility
And
as
it's
well.
also, intentionality because you have to want
Who
Mm-hmm.
is the responsibility?
It's
the
you.
person.
You are the responsible one. You know your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm?
Before you get into a relationship, you know what baggage you already got. And you expecting somebody to give you a clean slate, but you still have to take in your own responsibility or accountability for the
More
shit that you
likely.
about to bring into the next relationship. Because like Phoenix said, it's not right for you to go into a relationship knowing that you got all this shit and I'm gonna blame the next person for the shit that I
See,
went
you
through.
just like he was, or
And
you
then
just like she
and then
was.
you can't
No.
expect somebody to give you a clean slate when you coming in with the bullshit that you didn't even have your be responsible enough to deal with. You just automatically jumping into it. So I mean, I agree with what Phoenix said, and I'm also looking at it like it's a lot of people that just go from relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship, and you're not taking the time out to get to know yourself, evaluate what possibly could have happened. Not saying you stick on that shit too long, but you still have to allow that or to release because the next person is not responsible for the shit that the last person did. So you can't go into a relationship expecting somebody to be like, oh, I accept you for all that you are, but yet you accusing them of some shit that they ain't never even did to you. Like
I
that ain't
honestly, but yeah, I
that
honestly
ain't right
believe you
at
can't
all.
expect somebody
You
to
know,
do
and
for
I
you
feel
that you
like
won't do for yourself.
again, that's some toxic shit. You know what I'm saying? That's some toxic shit. You can't go in there and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to do this and that. And at the end of the day, you holding on to the old shit. That
I
person
will say.
is not that person. So now
I
it's
will
like
say this.
you putting pressure on somebody
I
else to live
will
up
say this.
to something that they ain't even did. Go ahead. I'm
I will
sorry.
say
Go
this.
ahead.
I will say this. Everybody's guilty of it. We're human beings. Everybody is applied pressure at the wrong points and times um, to make somebody turn away, run away, or back off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in the military, they say you never point your finger like this because these three fingers right here point back at you, right? Even the thumb. The thumb points back at you. You point like this, right? Um, I don't like that saying because, yes, one finger compared to all of these other situations, that's all me. That's all me. I have to deal with who I am. You know what I'm saying on the inside. So yeah, I really feel like that. There's not enough accountability amongst us as human beings. It's a rough road. It's a rough road to take that accountability and actually recognize your faults. But that takes space and time to deal with one and go within. And it doesn't take the influence of nagging,
Mm-hmm.
asking, constantly bugging the shit out of somebody that you love. Sometimes a person has to have that. They have to have that time to go into their head space and lose their minds a little bit and wonder and think about, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I say? How did I? You can't argue by yourself.
Right.
And if you do, motherfucker, I'll see you on the X2. Like I know you on somewhere on the green line talking that bullshit. Like you, what you say, Phoenix? It's some dude trying to wipe their ass with leaves, trying to like fuck
Man,
everybody else's life up.
what? Oh
Yeah.
my God. But and that's true though. We have, but again, patience. Patience is important. Patience with yourself,
Mm.
because we
Mm-hmm.
don't give ourselves patience. We don't allow ourselves
Oh
grace.
yeah.
And that's an issue. And two, you can have that space between relationships to get yourself together, but sometimes some things don't come out until you get in one. There's a lot of buried things that we have within us that we don't know is there. And sometimes the only way it can come out is with another person pulling it out of you. And it's not on purpose, but you can heal, and you can go through healing, because you're never fully healed until you leave here. You can go through things and you can work on things and things that come back to your remembrance, but there are things that are buried subconsciously that is put in this big ass file cabinet that only when she says this one thing or he says this one thing, and you're like, whoa, what the, and again, that's not his or her responsibility how you take what they said, but it is your responsibility not to put that anger on that person. It is your responsibility to go and deal with that. And if you do take that out on them, be woman enough, and I'm going to say woman enough because we tend to not do it, or man enough to apologize and give that person an insight as to what is going on. An insight, because nobody knows what you're dealing with unless you tell them. Be fair and be like, look, this is what was going on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. That wasn't on you. That was me. I apologize. This is what was happening. Okay, cool. You share and be honest with people. You give people the chance to choose. Allow people to choose how they want to deal with you. Be fair.
Yeah. So, man, again, like Mo said, I don't know how much time they're going to give us. But this is deep. I'm definitely going to have to do a part 2 of this, man. Definitely. All right, so is there anything? I haven't been checking the comments. I can't really see that. I need glasses, y'all.
No, there hasn't really been any comments. A lot of people have just been in agreement with everything that we've been discussing. Yeah, it's a lot of yeses and fists and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's been done.
Okay. Is there anything y'all want to elaborate on or touch on before we, go to the wrap up?
I honestly have nothing. I think that this is one hell of a topic, and nobody has the answer. Not one person.
I mean, I feel like it's not about having the answer. It's about getting different perspectives. You know what I'm saying, on certain things. Because in all actuality, in all honesty, nobody in this world, not no scientist, not no doctor, you, me, your mother, father, cousin, brother, sisters, nephews, whatever, nobody knows the real answer. But I think that it's a good thing to open these type of, questions up, because it allows people to, one, be free, to be able to get other perspectives on, different topics. Because, again, examples, what are we looking at? What are we hearing? What are we seeing? And what, if you're looking at stuff in one view, that might not be the best way. So I think that, it's not about what's right or wrong or who got the answer or who don't got the answer. So that's why I have these shows, to open up these type of topics, because they're not closed down.
I'm gonna say this. All right, I'm gonna close with this. The only time that I've ever made any progress.
OJ said something too after you say something. What you guys say?
I'm gonna close with this, and this is my last statement until the next time, is that the only time that I've ever seen progress from myself was to spend time with myself. Exactly. Really beat myself apart and break myself down and really have those battles from within. And that's when you see people hop out with the new bodies and a new perspective and a change within themselves. The distractions that we have nowadays, as far as entertainment, food, shit like that, the things that we constantly do to keep ourselves at bay from dealing with ourselves, is the reason why most of our relationships aren't going to work. I digress.
I see that we had somebody slide in the comment. I can't really. Mo, come on, though.
All right, so we had Skin Deep Beauty. We also had Sadie Lyric, Hey Auntie. Skin Deep Beauty said, no, keep going. Skin Deep Beauty also said that the fact of how can you come back from hurt. That's a whole nother subject right there.
That's in part
Man,
two.
And Lala said
we
that's
gonna
it.
pin that.
Introspection. Yeah.
We gonna pin that spin deep. I might gotta come back off the solo for that one. Look, join me after that. We gonna come back. Tap in.
So,
Like this. That's the extended version. Look, I'm willing. That's the extended version. We got to look. Pin that. How we pin that? How we pin that?
Sure.
Y'all know.
You got to
Like I said, this is
screenshot
my
it. Just
first time
screenshot it.
going live.
it'll
Just
be
hold on.
so.
I think you tap
Screenshot
on
it.
it. Yeah, tap on it and tap on it and something. But you
Don't hang
Skinny,
up.
you inbox me.
yeah.
Inbox me. Inbox me.
You know, I think first of all, I appreciate you coming to get both sides to join you on the audacity. I also like the fact that you chose this topic because, of course, there is no direct answer because no relationship is the same. No two people are the same. So you're not going to get the same answer out of everybody, you know. But if you come in with a basis, with an understanding from a man and a woman, or two women and a man, you'll get some sort of understanding. Um, Again, it is about. It starts with you. It starts with you. Anything that you need, anything that you want, desire, you get from you is there. It's within you, and you can't have any type of relationship, whether it's one with yourself or another person, without dealing with you first. That's more important than anything.
Yes. Definitely your connection with yourself is going to dictate how everybody else takes you in to an extent. You know, hold on. Who said it earlier? I don't know if it was you or Mo that said it earlier. Be real. You know what I'm saying? With yourself. You know, because if you ain't real with yourself, you definitely can't be real with nobody else. Because you ain't real. You know, so I feel like to be able to actually get the real essence of yourself, it's going to take, like you said, time to get to know you. Sometimes you get lost in what you already been through, what you're going through, you know, and what you see, that you get out of touch with the inner self. That's why it's important to meditate, to practice mindfulness, you know, and actually sit down, write down stuff. You know, what are you thinking? Journal. You know, I have a book called Meditation for Busy Bee.
Breathe.
So also, check that out. It's on Amazon. Definitely, it goes into some of the things that you need to be able to get to know yourself. You know, and stop being so carried away with, oh, I don't got enough time to do this. You so caught up in everything else that you lose yourself. And
That's an
then you
excuse because
can't
you
give
make time for
yourself.
what you want.
Is
You make time for
well, then,
what you want.
this is what I'm saying. So, do you want to make time for yourself so you can be a better person to somebody else, or do you want to just continue to be whatever? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're doing whatever and continuing to be whatever, guess what? Your ass ain't real, and that's just how I see it. You ain't real if you don't deal with the shit that you need to deal with within you. And I'm ending on that.
But of
But
course,
while y'all here, go ahead. Go ahead.
naturally, I must say, I'm your man, GIMO, on all platforms, aka non-GMO. And naturally, tomorrow on Facebook, you can catch both sides of the coin going live, and we will have our discussions. Of course, we will deliberate some crazy things and some good things. And on Thursdays, excuse me, there is the No Filter Show. We are two of five people that have beautiful personalities, man. I can't wait to see them this Thursday. So make sure y'all check us out on FB, at the No Filter Show and at both sides of the coin. I'm out of here, y'all. Love y'all.
And I am the Blue Phoenix, and like Mo said, check us out tomorrow at 8 o'clock,
Boom,
and on Thursday at 8:30.
boom.
We're always there. Every 2 weeks, every other Wednesday for both sides of the coin at 8 o'clock on Facebook, and every Thursday at 8:30 for the No Filter Show.
And YouTube. Y'all better
Yes,
stop acting. Y'all on
on
YouTube.
Red Vision
Don't.
TV. Tune in because
I'm
both of those are
about
on
to say.
YouTube. Yes,
I
ma'am.
was
I
about to say.
apologize. Thank you for correcting me because YouTube is there too, y'all.
Look, we need y'all to tap in. Let me tell y'all. Them shows be pop. Y'all got to tune in. Because I guess what? AD's coach, I'm going to be tuned in. I'm going to be locked in. Y'all got to be locked in. Ain't no telling what you going to hear. Again, different perspectives. Real perspectives. So, tap in. Again, you can find me on IG, Facebook at AD's the Coach, formerly known as the Real Nick Ainge. Also, check me out on YouTube at AD's the Coach and the Audacity Show.
Thank you,
And
Coach.
we out of here.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you
Yes.
guys
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
I appreciate y'all.